Hola, I'm Jordan, and this is a Spanish Quickie. Fast, easy Spanish lessons from somebody who speaks your language. In this video, we're gonna go over real generally what an infinitive verb is and how to spot them in Spanish. Then I'll explain what conjugation is. We're not gonna get into specifics in this video. I just wanna make this really clear for you generally right from the start. I remember vividly my first day of high school Spanish. Right away, the teacher was using words like infinitive and conjugation and was drawing tons of crazy charts on the board. Maybe that's why I failed Spanish originally. I didn't even know what the infinitive or conjugation was in English. I was doomed from the start. This video is all about helping you avoid that same fate. Okay, the infinitive verb. The infinitive verb is the original form of a verb before you conjugate it. So what's conjugation? Conjugation is when you take a verb and put it in different forms depending on the subject. For example, I eat, you eat, but he eats. That's conjugation. When you conjugate a verb, you take the infinitive of the verb and put it in different forms like eat or eats. In English, the infinitive form of a verb always has the word to and then the word. So to work, to eat, to sleep. The infinitive form of an English verb is to plus the word. Real simple, but I don't recall knowing that when I started Spanish. Well, in Spanish, it works exactly the same way. All verbs in their infinitive form end in either AR, ER, or IR. If you see a bunch of Spanish words, any word that ends in AR, ER, or IR is a verb in its infinitive form. So to work is trabajar. See how trabajar ends in AR? To eat is comer. Comer is an ER verb. Then to sleep is dormir. Notice dormir ends in IR. So there you have it. A verb in its natural form, so to speak, is an infinitive verb. It has infinite possibilities because you haven't conjugated it yet. Then to conjugate is when you put an infinitive verb in different forms based on the subject. I'm purposefully avoiding giving you any examples of Spanish conjugation right now because that's opening a huge can of worms. It's not the point of this video, and your effort and energy is better spent elsewhere right now. Just know it works generally like it does in English. You change the ending of the word around depending on the subject, but truthfully, it's a lot more complicated in Spanish, but somehow simpler too. But like I said, don't worry about that now. Just the infinitive form of a Spanish verb ends in AR, ER, or IR. Then we change the endings of those AR, ER, and IR words when we conjugate. Now, remember those crazy charts I mentioned in the intro of this video? In the end, they weren't really that complicated. They just weren't explained to me very well. Basically, to organize all the conjugations of a verb, whether it's English or Spanish, we use a chart that looks something like this or like this. Regardless of exactly how it looks, it'll have 2 columns and 3 rows. The left column is for singular conjugations. I, you, he, she, it. Then the right side is for plural conjugations. We, you both, they. Then the first row is for the first person, which means I and we. The second row is for the second person, which is you, singular on the left and plural on the right. Finally, the third row is for the third person, which is he, she, it, or they. Is that clear? These charts are just a way to organize all the different forms of a verb when you're learning them. If you were learning English, you would put the infinitive form of the verb here at the top, to eat, then fill in the chart with the appropriate forms. I eat, you eat, he eats, we eat, you both eat, they eat. Now, we don't always conjugate a verb. Sometimes we use verbs in the infinitive form. Spanish and English work exactly the same way in this case. Have you ever noticed in English, when there are 2 verbs next to each other, you conjugate the first one, but not the second one? For the second one, you use the infinitive form. Think about it. I like to eat. I like is the conjugated form of to like, but to eat is still in the infinitive form. A couple more examples. I like to sleep. I want to be fluent. Notice that last one? To be? That was tricky for me to get through my head at first. To be is a very important verb. So important, it'll get its own Spanish quickie real soon. For now, just know that I am, you are, he is, those are all conjugated forms of to be. The infinitive form of that word is to be, then it's conjugated I am, you are, he is, etc. This really confused me at first because the word to be was being thrown around left and right in Spanish class, and I couldn't get it through my thick skull what the heck that word was or how it was related to I am in any way. Hopefully now you won't have the same problem, but you might, and if you do, I'll be here to help you through it. Okay, that's it. No homework assignment in this video. I just really needed to get this off my chest. Thanks for listening. If you're traveling or have a slow connection, there's a mobile-friendly version of this video at gringoespanol.com/infinitive-conjugation. That link's also below this video. Of course, as always, any vocab word mentioned in this video will be added to the word lists at gringoespanol.com/downloads. And if you like this video, subscribe to my channel on YouTube or like my Facebook page so you don't miss out on future videos. And if you're new here, hop on the Gringo Espanol mailing list by clicking the link below or by going straight to gringoespanol.com. Hasta luego. That basically means see you later. Hasta luego.